So just to give a bit of a backstory on this whole situation, I was in a relationship for about 3 months. It was going really well. It was tense in all the right ways, in my opinion. Yeah, it was a really great relationship. We were doing all the usual things, obviously getting to know each other more, meeting each other's families or talking to each other's families. And we were basically integrating ourselves into each other's lives. Standard, it's what you do. And yeah, it was great. And recently have gone through a breakup just because things haven't worked out, fundamental differences. But I still have so much love for him. Obviously during the breakup process, and I absolutely am still healing throughout it, I've, as any normal person would, grieve the relationship. So songs, honestly, Olivia Dean has been my anchor. For an artist, she has been my absolute anchor. I absolutely love her. Can't wait for those tickets to come out. Yeah, anything that I come across that I resonate with, I'm like, yeah, oh my God, yeah, I went through that. And oh my gosh, wow, that's so interesting. And learning about just the different personalities, just the different attachment styles, it's just learning about so much through this healing process. Figuring out that my ex wasn't avoidant. Again, I don't think that's anything demonizing. It's the way someone is, which ultimately is why things didn't work out. And it is what it is. But going down a rabbit hole of the different types of avoidance and things like that, again, feeling closer to an understanding of why things didn't work out. Because I'm such a person that likes to talk things through. I like to figure things out. I like to understand why things are happening. So again, just a process, my process. And like I said, just a process anybody would probably go through. It may not be the exact same process, but people use social media, they use their platforms, whatever they find to try and rationalize what's been going on. For example, if they're going through a breakup. And I've had his family members, one person that's dating his brother, come into my DMs to try and attempt to call me out on my supposed behavior and how ashamed I should be of myself because I'm assassinating his character, which is absolutely wild. That's basically the backstory of what's going on, the clips to come, my reflection to come, just so that you can understand the journey of what's happened and why I feel the way I do and why I feel that this is wrong, because it's got nothing to do with anyone. If he feels a way, he's the one that would reach out. It shouldn't be family members. I think it's quite embarrassing for them to have acted the way they did. And this is a video to let them know, I'm the first and the last. You are not going to do this to another woman. This is wild. To do this to someone that could have possibly been a sister-in-law, a friend. It was initially, they seemed so supportive. And even after the breakup, seemed really supportive. And then it just switched. And it was like, there's this pent-up anger and aggression towards me for me living my truth, for me posting things I resonate with, for me posting about things I've experienced. There's this pent-up aggression and anger towards me, which is wild. So that's the backstory, guys. And there'll be screenshots and videos to follow.
Okay, thanks for your message. I think what I do want to clear up or just reiterate is no onus was put on you at all with regards to anything to do with my relationship. I said please, honestly, and I don't mean this in any condescending way, just please do reread what I said, because I think if you read it again, you'll see that I didn't put any onus on you to say that you were the one that had to protect us. It was him. And you even kind of backed what I said when you said he came to you. That's my whole point. That's my issue, is that he came to you, didn't come to me, about the issues that were in our relationship that, again, I wasn't even aware of. And this is what's so confusing and baffling to me. The final conversation we had, that's when it all was essentially revealed. That was probably the most honest he has ever been in the 3 months that we've been together. And that's where I found out that he told you intimate details about our relationship. Number 2, I am not angry. I'm just very exhausted. I've had a back and forth with I'm having a back and forth with you, and it doesn't need to be any of this. And I think it's because, again, people think I'm the villain, but I'm not the villain. I'm just vocal. That's literally it. I'm just a vocal person. And I think, obviously, compared to everyone thinking that he's so private, it seems like it's all just coming from my side, and it's all kind of aimed and angled at me. But he's not as private as everyone's saying he is, because you knew things about our relationship. You knew things about our relationship. Whether you went to him, you're saying you didn't, and that's fine, or he came to you, which you're saying he did, still, I'm exposed. So when we're all together, we're having family days out, I'm coming to see games, and we're going out to eat, you know things about me that I don't even know. I don't even know our issues. That's my whole point. It's like, how would you feel doing? You wouldn't feel protected, and that's my whole point. And I wouldn't do that. I feel like there's a level of protection, and also what's the word? Confidentiality when you're in a relationship. Not everybody needs to know your business, and I think that's just my whole point. What else? And yeah, like you confirmed, exactly, I was the one that was in a relationship with him, not anyone else. But it feels like everybody else was in it because of how open and honest he was. Again, not with me, the person that was asking for this. He was open and honest with everyone else. And it's not like I never gave him the floor. If you ask him, he'll tell you. I always tried to champion him, and I always tried to get the truth out of him. And this is what I'm saying. So I do appreciate your response, but I think you did really misconstrue everything that I've just said. No one's putting the blame or onus on you for anything. That would be ludicrous for me to do, because I wasn't in a relationship with you. But yeah, I just, honestly, like, you're a cool girl, and I'm just like, what? It doesn't need to get to any of this, like, at all. I think, crosswise, I do think so. But the villain thing, it just feels like, because I posted a video, people think it's about him, and I'm just like, I genuinely don't know what you want from me. If that's, what you think, then that's what you think, and I'm telling you it's not that, so trust that it's not that. But it's like everyone's been, like, waiting, pouncing to say something, because this is how I heal, this is how I get over things. I'm very expressive, as I'm sure you would be, in different ways, but I'm sure you would be speaking to your sisters, like, you would be speaking, like, this is what people do. So yeah, I just feel like, yeah, definitely I'm being villainized for just being the more vocal one, and I just don't think that's fair. And fair enough, you're saying you're not doing that, but that's how it feels. Morning. So I woke up feeling very deflated, like emotionally exhausted due to yesterday, and I just wanted to clear the air, because I'm not this person that, I don't like conflict, I don't care for conflict. Yes, I'm very direct, but I don't care for conflict, and I just keep thinking about putting him first in this. I know he wouldn't want any of this, so, and at one point, I truly love this man, and I just don't think any of this is the right thing to do, and it's not the right way to operate. So I just feel that as a woman, there should have been a lot more respect on both sides. I totally understand your agenda, wanting to protect someone you love. I get that. But again, they were under assumptions, trying to put two and two together and things like that. Again, under assumptions, which I had mentioned, same thing. And ultimately that contributed to why we're not together today. And it's not nice that people have perceptions of you, even though that's not you. It's just quite unsettling. It's really, really unsettling. But I say that all to say, I appreciate that you felt like you were protecting. Nothing to protect over here, honestly. I care for the man, I really do, and I wouldn't hurt him. Contrary to your belief, I wouldn't hurt him, and he knows that. So, and that's really all that matters, is that he knows that I wouldn't hurt him. So
yeah, I just feel like this just all needs to be left as is. I'm not sending this for a response. I'm not. This is just so that this isn't a weird thing, because again, I'm not that person. I'm not a weird person. I'm not a mean person, because that, again, just not me to my core. I'm all about love, light, and laughter. So I appreciate what you were trying to do yesterday, but yeah, I think we should just chill. You've got more important things to deal with. I've got more important things to deal with. My healing, number one. So yeah, I just really hope this fizzles out. This isn't a thing. Thanks for your message. So the post I made about speaking to or creating a sisterhood, yes, to talk about feelings, not to talk about intimate details of a relationship. I just, this is something that we're not going to agree on, so we'll agree to disagree. I just don't feel like, I feel like there should be a level of confidentiality when you're in a relationship. I shouldn't know about, and I think vice versa. But again, if you are open to that, then that's something you're open to. I think I'm allowed to have boundaries about basically what I'm trying to say. And yes, there have been loads of posts about where I've said that I miss him, where I've posted songs, like all of that. That is quite clearly, very clear. So songs that he's told me about, songs that we would sing together, absolutely about. But the posts I made yesterday weren't about. And this is where I'm a bit confused as to where everyone's kind of jumped in for that. And yes, I've dealt with multiple men, not been in relationships with men, but dealt with multiple men. So it may not be to the letter, to the T, to the word when it says relationship. But if I'm talking about encounters to do with men, they're not always going to be about the same way you've had encounters with men. They may not all be relationships, but if you resonate with something, you're going to post it. I just feel like, yeah, it's all very, what's the word, to the letter, to the T. It needs to be the same. No, it doesn't have to be. If I resonate with something, it's because there's something in that story that I've heard before, experienced before. So I'm going to repost that. It doesn't mean it's about. And yes, because you all know me in the capacity of being with, so you're gonna think everything's related to him, but it's really not. I feel like everyone needs to be a bit more open-minded about life. And you guys all know this. And this is where I'm a bit confused, because you've had a life before Ben. And like everyone's had a life before dealing with that. You even said in one of your messages, oh, we've all been there before. No, the way you operate isn't the way I will operate. And even you saying that you were trying to put two and two together, yes, that's you assuming. By putting two and two together, there's no facts there. You are assuming. So again, I'm not here to control the way you think. What I'm trying to do, or what I'm doing, is clearing that. Just being very clear in my communication that is not about him. That post that you responded to, it's not about him. Again, dealt with different people. Doesn't mean I've been in relationships with them. Dealt with different people. So I've had different experiences. And absolutely not. Again, this whole thing of, I feel like you're trying to play this off as me being dumb, which is absolutely wild. I genuinely don't understand where that's come from. I think I've made my points quite clear that I just feel like there needs to be a level of privacy when it comes to relationships.
and that not everything I've posted is centered around. There's been a lot of things that I posted, again, like I already said prior to, but the specific post that you commented on, again, wasn't about him. So the whole protecting him as if, again, I'm someone that's trying to assassinate his character. I'm really not. Whatever I experienced, and this is something that I think everyone needs, is that I've seen in different capacities, in a romantic setting, space, capacity, because I was in a relationship with him. Same way you're going to see different sides of Ben in a romantic capacity that his parents, his siblings, his colleagues won't see, because it's a different side of them and their personality and their vulnerabilities that we will see, that you won't see. It just feels like, I think, kind of like a fishbowl situation. I get that you guys are family. And again, this is what I'm saying. I don't blame any of you guys, because he's come to you with certain situations, which I get. You guys are close, but I'm saying, for me, my boundary, if I had known about this, again, throughout our relationship, if I had known that you guys discussed these things, that absolutely would have been a discussion that I would have had to say, this is my boundary. I'm sorry. This is quite exposing. You know, you feel like you're being vulnerable with your partner, but you're not. You're being vulnerable with your partner, their sister-in-law, their brother's girlfriend, their friend. Like, it's quite exposing. And this is the point I'm trying to make, is that's my boundary. But again, I only found that out in our like closure conversation. So, but my other point, was that, yes, I've dealt with so many different people. I've had so many different, that sounds wild, but I've dealt with different people, different personalities. So if I see something that resonates with me, and I said the same to this same thing about social media, about like posting my thoughts and feelings. This is how I communicate. This is how I use my social media. My social media. You will use it differently. Same way other people will use it differently. But also, a lot of other people will probably be a lot more vocal about a lot of things. There was another point I was going to make. Sorry, I don't want to keep bombarding you with messages. But I don't know if I mentioned this earlier on, but because you all know me through, obviously, all of our experiences are in the bubble of being with. So again, I get you're going to think that every single thing that's posted about a man will be about tell you himself. He will tell you himself that I would constantly talk about, repost content to do with men in general, good men, bad men, but it wasn't ever directed at him and what he was doing and how he is, because he wasn't any of them that I was reposting about. Again, it was just from previous experiences that either I had heard about, friends had spoken to me about, or that I had experienced. So I do get why you would feel that it's connected to him. A lot of the time, if I'm talking about anything to do with like feelings, emotions, then I can absolutely understand that you would think it's through the healing process of a breakup still.
So one thing that I need and want to make very clear is that we don't tolerate disrespect over here. In any form, whether it's in person, online, we don't accept that. The past few days, I've had 2 bullies attack and try to call me out my name because of posts that I either resonate with, have had discussions about, or have had experiences on my social media. Key words, my social media. In their efforts to try and protect someone, they've in turn tried to absolutely slander me and my character, and that's what they said I've supposedly done to someone else. There's been no tagging, there's been no names that I've posted. Furthermore, me, keyword me, if I have resonated with something, I should have the free will and freedom to post that. Your perception is not my responsibility. How you perceive something has got naught to do with me. Some things are, absolutely. And I've let that be very known. I will tag and say, my ex, if it's about them, I will absolutely let that be known. If it's about my thoughts and feelings, how down I'm feeling, if there's a song lyric describes what I'm going through and my situation, I'm absolutely going to post that. Again, my social media. But for one and two, to come into my DMs and feel like it's okay to say that I should be ashamed of myself, that I'm assassinating someone's character, is absolutely wild to me. It's none of anyone's business, which is why nobody else comments on it, because nobody gives a hoot a heck. Why do you care? I wasn't in a relationship with you, although I thought I wasn't. Come to find out, I was in a relationship with him, his sister-in-law, his brother's girlfriend. I was in a relationship with all of them because things were being shared without my knowledge. Issues were being shared without my knowledge. Now, any normal sane person would feel exposed, would they not? Especially when they didn't know about this being discussed. It was discussed behind their back. So of course people are going to feel exposed. Are they not? That's a normal feeling. But apparently my feelings aren't warranted. My feelings don't matter. Even though, again, it's my page. But my feelings don't matter. Don't give a toss. Don't give a hoot. Don't give a heck about anyone's thoughts or feelings about what you want to do on your page, on your platform. It's your voice. Like I said, however I choose to discuss my experience is down to me, not anybody else. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing it. Doesn't mean I should stop doing it, because again, free will, my page. If you can't comprehend that, then maybe you shouldn't follow me. Don't follow me. If you don't like the things I'm posting, if you feel it's targeted at someone, if you feel like I'm bashing someone so badly, don't follow me. Even though I'm not. Because again, very direct person. I will absolutely say, if it's about my ex, I will say it's about my ex. Ha ha, my ex did this. Or my ex was like this. I'm not scared of boo. I don't care. People approaching me and saying, I hope this isn't about, and if it is, then what? What will you do if it is? What will you do? Which is why I asked you, if it is, what would you do? Because you're not about to come and intimidate me and say, damn, I hope this isn't about, I know we're not talking about. Who are you talking to? Who? Because it cannot be me. It could never be me. People have the audacity, the fact that they're both women of colour, and they want to try and attack me, a woman and a woman of colour, both raising women and women of colour. Do you think this is acceptable? To try and abuse, verbally abuse somebody, to try and attack, to try and bully somebody for how they want to express themselves. Do you think that's okay? Because now what I said, I hope your daughter does not come across the experience, the encounter that I just had with you. I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. Now, riddle me this. If what you had said to me was said in a respectful manner, was said in a constructive manner, was not disrespectful in the slightest, that wouldn't have hurt you, would it? But it's because you were very disrespectful. Again, the audacity you had to jump into my DMs, to talk to me sideways, anyhow. Now I've said, I hope your daughter doesn't encounter the same thing. I'm the bad guy. Sit on that, marinate in that, think about that. Because both your actions have now painted this family in a particular light. And it's made me think, Eldora, if you went further, if this went on longer than it needed to be, you too are the problems I would have encountered in my own relationship. Keyword, my relationship. I would have been met with the disrespect. I would have been met with the talking behind my back. I would have been met with all of this. And I wouldn't have been protected the same way. And the reason why you feel like you can come into my DMs and speak to me like this is because the person, like I said, like I've been saying, the person that was meant to protect us didn't. Yes, I get people need outlets, but there are some things that you keep to yourself in a relationship. There's some things that you speak to your partner about because it's pertaining your partner. You're dealing with this with your partner, but your partner's none the wiser. I say that all to say, the reason why they feel like they can do this, and I always say I don't blame them. I don't blame you because he's the one that opened the door and allowed you to talk upside your neck. It's wild. It's very, 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 very wild. One thing's for certain, two things for sure. Whatever the saying is. My father, my mother didn't raise a damn fool. These people honestly should be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed. And I'm going to make this very clear because you'll get tagged. You'll get tagged. Because over here we read people. We don't assume. We read. So absolutely we'll be reading you. And you'll know because I'll tag you. No assuming here. I'll tag you. I'll let you know that your behaviour is absolutely, it's been disgusting. You painted this family I genuinely thought that I was going to be with, grow with, build relationships with. This is exactly what I would have encountered. because of your actions 2 days ago, you feel like it's okay to try and tear a woman down. It's wild to me. Other women trying to tear other women down. I'm not built like this, so I'm shocked, with a capital D, shocked. Because where do they do that at? Where do they do that? Initially was so supportive, and now the script has been flipped. And my best friend knows me, I don't do good with a switch up. I don't do that. Which is why I've always said, stay true to who you are. Show me who you are so I can now act accordingly. All this now pretending to be nice, and now it turns out you're wicked and bad. I don't do well with that at all. Now that's made me think, okay. You're not who you say you are. You are not who you portray yourself to be. There's a running theme here. People pretending to be nice, but having a totally different thought and going against themselves. All for the good of being nice. Honestly, these past 2 days have really showed me what I would have encountered had we gone further. It would have been the constant bullying. It would have been the constant back and forth. I would have absolutely had to continue to advocate for myself. Women, never step down. Never step down. Listen, I'm 5 foot now, found out. I'm 5 foot. I'm an absolute giant. My attitude is 7 foot tall. You think you can slide into my DMs and talk to me anyway? The fact that you've taken time out of your busy schedule to message me. You've got dependents. You've got things you need to deal with. You shouldn't be worrying about me. But the moment I mention you're dependent, it's the problem. And when I tell you guys, where's the disrespect? The disrespect they're saying that I have, whatever's gone on, the conversations they've had with him, they've built a narrative, they've built a story. Again, it's from his side. So why is it that I'm not allowed to share my side? When I'm seeing things about avoidance, that's factual. I was with an avoidant. Why do you feel like you get to police and govern the things that I post? Doesn't that sound like madness? I didn't know you were the TikTok and Instagram guidelines. I didn't know that you were the authority. And this is exactly what they're portraying. They feel like they're the matriarchy of the family. You could never govern me. You could never govern me. You should never want to govern another person. Again, the only person you should be thinking about are your people who depend on you. I don't depend on you. You don't need to be doing this. I had a life before him. I had experiences before him. So why must everything I post be about him? There are a lot of things that I post, yes, that will be about the relationship that I've gone through. I've now gotten to the space where I'm understanding why things have happened. But again, something for me to deal with, something for me to go through. I am the one that is going through the healing, not you. I wasn't in a relationship with you, again. So I thought I wasn't, but I was. So, same as we'll say. If you think this is something you can do again, you can't. And you won't. The next girlfriend he ends up having, honestly, I hope she's 10 times bigger and better than I am. Because she will absolutely bad you up. Both of you. Both of you. The entitlement. The audacity. It's wild. Honestly, mind-boggling. You could absolutely never. But this is what you're used to doing. You're used to telling everybody around you what to do, how to act, where to go. You govern everyone's lives, but you're not about to do that to me. Whether I was going to be in that family or not, you're not about to do that. So that was my PSA. That was my PSA. Don't ever allow anyone to talk to you sideways. Don't ever allow anyone to try and take you out of character, call you out on your name. Never. You are who you are for a reason, but you're not to tell me about myself. Especially when I didn't ask for it. You need to understand, by you doing all of this, I'm emotionally exhausted. You're not living my life. If you don't like what I post, the unfollow button, it's there. The unfollow button is there. You don't have to be around. You don't. I'm not in the business of hurting people's feelings. You may be. Because I've heard multiple times that you've hurt people's feelings. Within the same family that you're trying to protect, you've hurt their feelings. But you now want to... Over here. Never. Like, it's absolutely wild. But I will end up being the bad guy. Because because I'm so vocal. Again, it's how I choose to use my platform, my social media, because I'm so vocal. I'm like this in real life and online. And I'm going to be the one like, oh my God, thank God she's not in this family. As if I was. We would have been going toe to toe. And this is probably what people don't do. People don't go toe to toe with you. People don't put you in your place. For whatever reason, you feel like you can talk to people anyhow, mistreat people anyhow, talk out of turn anyhow, and think there's no consequence for that. That is wild to me. You're not gonna come into someone's DMs, try and berate them, and think it's okay. Again, that's what you're used to doing over there. Not over here. We don't allow that. We don't tolerate that. This was my little PSA. Not allowing people to take you for idiot. There'll be people along your path, along your journey, that won't like who you are, that won't like how you articulate yourself, that won't like the way you look, that won't like your aura, that won't like your being. But that's not your problem. That's their load to carry. That's for them to sit within themselves. You being you is bothering someone, there's something wrong with them. Because someone being themselves, why should you care? Someone doing what they want to do, using the free will that they have to do what they want to do, is bothering you. Very strange. Very strange. Very, very strange. Do whatever the hell you want to do. Honestly, there'll be people that hate you for you. Do what you want to do. If they come at you, come at them 10 times harder. Do it. Do it. We've all got time today, clearly. We've all got time. So do it. Do it 10 times bigger. Do it 10 times bolder. Do it 10 times badder. Do it. Because you owe that to yourself. Do it. If you're annoying now, 10 times.